it's him versus me in the Nottingham Arena on the 17th of November, and I'm fit and strong and confident I'm going to do the business like I did last time I was there.
Are you pleased to be back home? I mean, you had that support against Lucian Bute when you were seen as the underdog. Now you're seen as the favourite. It's slightly different, but you've got your people with you, having had so long on the road.
It's just unbelievable. It's fantastic to be back at home. This is twice now on the spin in such a long period of time. I was in the Super 6 tournament, fighting fight after fight on the road. First fight was in Nottingham, I think that was back in 2009. So to be back at home now twice on the spin, I'm so proud and pleased.
From a fighter's point of view, is it hard for you to motivate yourself, to get yourself up there? Because the last half a dozen fights have been against the best fighters in the world. No disrespect to Yusaf Mack, but he's not a name that people have been threatened with or that's been buzzing around the top. Is it hard for you to motivate yourself to get up there? Because these are the dangerous ones.
You could say it would be, but if I wasn't professional, I'm too professional to take my eye off the ball and not get up and do my runs and not do the sparring I need to do and not do the groundwork that I do. I'm very meticulous with my training, and I know that I'm only at my best when I'm at my fittest. So for me to turn up unfit like I did one time against a guy called Dale Westerman, you might remember that one. I can remember Adam doing the commentary for that one. I could actually hear you shouting and screaming while I was in there fighting. It was going that badly for me, and it was 9 or 10 rounds.
Because you weren't prepared.
I wasn't prepared. I was ill prepared. I got a lot of stick off Jim Watt, and rightly so. And that was down to the training, the preparation. So I need to make sure, although I'm fighting Yusaf Mack, who is actually a great fighter and only lost to top fighters, Glenn Johnson, to Boris Cloud at light heavyweight, there is only losses, and he was winning the early rounds on them, so I've got to be very, very careful with this guy and start strong and be fit.
I'm sure you'll be 100% on the night. Just 4 weeks to go. Carl returns to his Nottingham fortress, defending the world crown. He ripped from Lucian Bute against Yusaf Mack Saturday, November the 7th.
Joined us. How do you still see Carl coming back from that gut check against Jones?
Well, it's got to have an effect on him, that's for sure. It just depends which effect. Does it make him realise he's got to work a little bit harder? He said himself he didn't do the weight properly. Well, that's very important. Or does he think a man was actually come through my punches and I wasn't able to get him under control? Did I not punch as hard as I thought I punched? I was tired, I was desperately tired after 9 or 10 rounds. Do I have a problem over the 12 round distance? So these are going to be demons that he's going to ask himself those questions, but he's got to deal with it, and he's got to put those questions out of his mind on Saturday night, because he's going to have to go into the ring with the same attitude he took in against Jones. He knows that he has to perform to his best, and he's not a prospect anymore. We're now looking towards world titles, so a win is not enough. He's got to win, he's got to look good doing it. He's got to start putting bums on seats.
Do you think Saldivia can raise those questions, raise those points? He's had 41 fights, stopped 32 of them. Do you think he's got the tools to put this man under pressure?
The fact that he's from Argentina straight away, you're thinking here, I better have a look at this fella, because that's a real tough school.
Hard man.
Yeah, real hard. I mean, over the years, if you look at how many men from Argentina have come over here, caused upsets or really put on a show, and I think Saldivia will do exactly the same. I think he's good enough to cause a lot of problems. I don't think he's good enough to win.
We were ringside, Jim, for this exciting one-round dust-up with Saeed Awali, who was in the Mayweather camp, and it was an up-and-down thriller.
Yeah, well, I mean, he made mistakes. I think he thought he had the fight won, and then just overcommitted himself. But that's the way he fights. He's a puncher. He's a fighter. He's not a smooth boxer. I mean, he cannot match Kell Brook, obviously skills, but he walked quite. He was actually thinking he was moving in to finish a job there, and he got finished himself. Now that was a terrific punch. You can't doubt a man's chin because he goes down with a punch like that. That was a corker of a shot.
Carl, has Carl got you're in that group of elite fighters becoming the world champion? Can Carl deal with guys like this? Should you expect him to be able to deal with guys like these easy if he's going to get into that elite group?
Exactly, we're talking about him being a world champion and competing at the top level, and he's on the fringe of world titles. Now obviously in his last fight he struggled towards the end. For me that was just purely a fitness issue, and he's addressing that now, and everybody's talking about, Dominic Ingles talking about his nutrition and his diet and the physical side of it, and that's what he needed to put right, and he's putting that right. He's got a great experienced team around him for the Winkenbank gym who have been there, seen it and done it with top fighters, so he's there and he'll be there. I'm sure on Saturday night he'll prove to everybody that he's got what it takes.
We look forward to it. There's a cracking supporting card in Sheffield too, headed by Yorkshire's talented bantamweight Jamie McDonnell. He's popular, charismatic, always likes to look good. Could another star be unearthed on Saturday? McDonnell has a vital final eliminator as well for a world title against the Nicaraguan dangerman Darwin Zamora. You like the look of McDonald, don't you, Jim?
I've always liked him. I like his attitude. I think he makes the best of what he's good at. And I think it's good they're moving him up beyond the domestic and European level, because I think there was always the danger that he was going to become a little bit stale, you know, with any more British or European level fights. So this is a final eliminator. He's on his way towards a world title, and we expect him to win it. And I look forward to, you know, it's a tough division, of course. We have to remember it is a tough division, but he's got a chance.
There's an added bonus too on the bill, with an intriguing matchup for the British super middleweight crown between two real hard cases in Robin Reid, former world champion, and Kenny Anderson.
At the end of the day, I'm a puncher. I always have been a puncher. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to look for the punch. You know, look to knock people out. The punch is just there. And at the end of the day, if it lands, it's going to take anybody out. It doesn't matter who it is. Power's power, and that power's there to take people out.
You might know what Robin Reid's bringing to the table, and you pretty much know me and know what I'm bringing to the table. And I think there's got to be too many surprises. I think it's got to be a cracking fight.
I'm not going to start predicting rounds or disrespecting him. He's a good, tough fighter, but I know I can punch, and I know I've got the boxing ability, and I'm coming back with that Lonsdale belt.
This is what's meant for me. It's my time. It's no Robin Reid's time, it's my time. And I'm going to make sure of that. I mean, there's no thoughts beyond no winning this fight, no progressing. So it will mean everything to me, this fight. This is my everything. It couldn't be any more on the line for me.
Intense, isn't he? Could be fireworks in that one.
He's a serious guy. Carl, are you surprised to see Robin Reid still in the mix, still causing trouble at this domestic level?
He still loves the game. He enjoys it. He's still fighting. You know, he's obviously got his reasons, but he still keeps himself in fantastic physical shape. And he touched on something there about punching power, and I think punching power is the last thing to go in a fighter's artillery. I think the fitness is there later on, but the reflexes go quick. But the punching power was always there, and he can punch, and I can vouch for that. He caught me in round 4 with an overhand right, and I was walking back to my corner. I thought I was walking back to my corner, but I wasn't. I was walking into the ropes in the other direction because he caught me that hard. It was a solid shot. It was an overhand right. He stepped in with it, and it caught me. And he can punch hard. But he's right there. He touched on with Kenny Anderson. He's very tough. I think Kenny Anderson will tough out any shots that do land on him and sort of get to him and walk through him, because Robin Reid, you know, he's been there, seen and done it, but he's towards the end of his career. He's seen better days, but it's an intriguing matchup for both of them and for the fans.
Now time for a roundup of the rest of the week's news. Ed's been out and about.
There were contrasting fortunes for two of Britain's Olympic gold medalists on Saturday night. Audley Harrison's career is surely in tatters after a devastating first-round knockout defeat against David Price in Liverpool. Now undefeated Liverpool ace Price is targeting another veteran, with Matt Skelton lined up for December.
That's an exciting fight for me again. Obviously Matt's a former world title challenger, a former European champion and British and Commonwealth champion, and he brings something different to the table from Audley Harrison and Sam Sexton and the likes of him. He's more rugged, come forward, he'll try and spoil. You know, he's a handful of them. Want to have a fight with him on the street, put it that way.
The night before